judiciary, diplomatic corps, the members of the legislature of KwaZulu-Natal, good morning. I will now go to the announcement first. Items of announcement. The sitting has been called in terms of Rule 10.1A of the Standing Rules of the Legislature to allow His Majesty the King to address the legislature. Before I invite His Majesty to come forward to address us, I have one more announcement to make in relation to the precincts of the legislature. It is noted that Section 2 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act of 2004 provides as follows regarding the precincts of the legislature. On 2.1, the precincts of Parliament is the area of land and every building or part of a building under Parliament's control, including A, the chambers in which the proceedings of the houses are conducted, and the galleries and lobbies of the chambers. B, every part of the building in which the chambers are situated, and every forecourt, yard, garden, enclosure, or open space appurtenant thereto. C, committee rooms and other meeting places provided or used primarily for Parliament's purposes. And D, every other building or part of a building provided or used in connection with the proceedings of Parliament while so used, insofar as it may be necessary for the achievement of the objects of this Act. In a case where a House or committee convenes beyond the seat of Parliament, this Act applies as if the premises where the House or committee is sitting were within the precincts of the Parliament. It is hereby confirmed that the official address of the legislature shall take place here at the Woodburn Stadium today on Thursday the 27th, and also the SOPA tomorrow, Friday the 28th of February 2025. It is noted that in terms of people and thus by operation of law, the precinct of the legislature includes every area of land and every building or part of a precinct under the legislature's control. Nevertheless, it is hereby confirmed that for purposes of the official address of the KZN legislature 2025 on 27th and 28th February, the area under the control of the legislature and thus the precincts of the legislature will include the Woodburn Stadium, any building immediately surrounding the Woodburn Stadium that has been designated for use by the legislature during the opening, the immediate surrounding area designated for parking and other purposes, and the area surrounding the Woodburn Stadium that may be cordoned off for the purpose of the opening. I trust that members will find this to be in order. I now have the pleasure of inviting His Majesty the King to come forward and address the legislature. Bayede sinikezela kuwena.
Thank you so much. You may take a seat. I'd like to greet everyone this morning. I'd like to welcome our former president, Uzuma Malala, Pakamise, our Premier KwaZulu-Natal, Mpemba, ngiphakamise ngokukhulu ukuhlonipha uDlunkulu wakwaLinduzulu. Ngiphakamise ngokukhulu ukuhlonipha uNdlunkulu Mdolomba, umntwana umukelile, nabo bonke abantwana abakhona, indlunkulu yonke ethe yangiphelezele ngubaba engumkhulu bami, abafowethu nodadewethu abaza bami, indlunkulu endala. Ngiyathokoza nabesile ukuthi nibe nathi kulesi sishayamthetho. Ngibingelele futhi ngokukhulu ukuhlonipha our Deputy Minister, Honorable Ngina, Deputy Chairman of NAFCOP, NCOP, Honorable Governor, members of the Executive Council, honorable members of National Parliament and NCOP, Deputy Speaker of the Eastern Cape Legislature, Honorable Vijali, honorable members of the Provincial Legislature present, Acting Judge President Mhlonishwa Nkosi, former Premier Umama Dube Mncube, Honorable former Premier S. Zigalala, and also our former Premier Mkhono Macingwane, and also surprisingly all the premiers are here that have sat on this seat. Ubaba Ndebele. Less counting Ubabu Umdlalose, who is late. May God bless his soul. Members of the diplomatic corps, Mayor of Nduze Municipal, Local Municipal, Councillor M. Tabola, Mayor, Speaker, Deputy Mayors, and Councillors present, Nina Besilo, amakhosi akhona phakathi kwethu, izinduna, abefundisi abakhona, osomabhizinisi abaphakathi kwethu, abezomthetho, abaphethe umthetho ukuvikela izwe. All protocol observed. For the respect of the province, I would like to do my speech in Zulu, but because of the diversity that we have in the province, English is the best way to communicate to all of us at the same time. Ngoba angikhulumi namaZulu odwa nina besilo, ahlezi sodwa kulelizwe, khona abafowethu abamhlophe nabanye abasuka eNdiya. We are a very interesting rainbow nation. First and foremost, I wish to acknowledge the leadership of my Premier Ubaba Mpemba, particularly in his commitment to recognize and in the strengthening of traditional leadership and institutions. When he came before me to introduce his cabinet, Mpemba made a solemn promise, one that spoke to the heart of our heritage and governance. He pledged that his administration would bring change, that the voices of Amakhosi would not be sidelined, but rather given a rightful place at the table of governance. as assured to me that were the promises he made to me. Madam Speaker, the recent devastation caused by the floods is a stark reminder to the challenges we face as a nation. While it is undeniable that the climate change plays a significant role in the role of these disasters, we must also reflect on the way our land is settled and developed. I have observed the great concern in the areas under leadership of Amakosi, as well as in uncertain urban settlements. Homes are being built too close to the roads and too close to water streams, placing our people's lives in grave danger. This is an issue that demands urgent, decisive action. I therefore call upon the Honourable Premier to convene a high-level submission on climate change and potential planning. This gathering must bring together all Amakosi and Izinduna who are entrusted with the stewardship of our land so that we may find lasting solution to safeguard our people and our province. I too shall be present at the summit to foresee a great danger looming over our province if we do not act swiftly. The time to act is now, with wisdom, unity, to protect our land and future generations. May wisdom guide us in a noble endeavor. Madam Speaker, in my inaugural address as Zulu King and Monarch of KwaZulu-Natal, I made a solemn commitment to stand as a shield for the women and children, to use my voice and my position to protect the most vulnerable in our society. I firmly believe that gender-based violence and femicide are among the greatest obstacles to achieve true equality, dignity, and justice for women, girls, and children. Working alongside civil society organizations, I have championed campaigns aimed at eradicating the scourge of our communities. Yet, despite our collective efforts, I must express my deep disappointment that we are not winning this battle. Women, girls, and children continue to live in fear in our province. Too many have suffered unspeakable brutality, rape, violation, and murder in the acts of inhumane that shame all of us. This is not the society our ancestors envisioned. It is not the future we dare leave for the generations to come. We must do more. We must stand united, traditional leaders, government, civil society, and every citizen, to say with one voice, enough is enough. The time for rhetoric has passed. It is the time for action, for justice, and for the full weight of our laws and traditions to be used to protect those who cannot protect themselves. We will not relent in this fight. I call upon all of us to renew our commitment to ending this crisis. Let us act, let us protect, let us heal. Madam Speaker, the issue of crime has become one of the biggest problems in our province. which needs the attention of traditional leadership together with Parliament. As we move along, in my conclusion, I today would like to put everyone at ease about the issue of Ithala, the issue of Ingonyama Trust, because deep within my soul and in my heart, I feel that these can be resolved. My speech today is not one of the long speeches. In my conclusions, I wish to repeat what is said in this house last year. All the good things we are planning will come to naught if we do not change our approach. As residents of KwaZulu-Natal province, we are a family, and a family of different shades, as I mentioned earlier. Our diversity is not a fault. It is an opportunity to know, understand, teach, accept one another. Let us unite in our diversity and work together for the betterment of our province. As residents of KwaZulu-Natal, we must go beyond tolerance and acceptance to one another. We must accept that while we are different, we are a family. As the head of the Crown, I stand ready to assist this country in this journey under all initiatives to develop the people of KwaZulu-Natal. As I carry on, the issue of encouragement, our education system, I would like to applaud this province after all the results, especially from matric last year. Well done. Keep it up. I'd like to give South Africa confidence that in the midst of all what is happening around the world, we must not feel as if we are being underdone because maybe Donald Trump has stopped his funding. We can survive without Donald Trump. In this matter, Madam Speaker, I would like to say my deepest heart feelings for the victims who just recently passed in the recent floods. But as I know, our emergency institutions will do what they have to do. It is an issue of human settlements and where we put those people after they have been relocated from their homes which have been damaged by the floods. As I close, I would like to thank all the institutions from Parliament to NGOs and churches as we all gather here today, that you all have my support. I will do all I can or all I have in my power to assist every institution through my office, which is under the Office of the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal. In this regard, Madam Speaker, I would like to thank everyone here today for coming. I think as I speak, everyone heard as I passed through the words which I just put in phrases for a short time because I don't go into details. Only the Premier goes into details when it comes to governance and figures and so on. I don't mention figures. Ngalokhu nina besilo ngithi ngithokoza kakhulu ngiyazi ukuthi niyibonile nemihlangano ekethe yabakhona mhla ka-24 kuyo lenyanga la sihlangene khona ngamakhosi sibhunga kanye nondunankulu bami ukuthi singabambisana kanjani indlela eyaphambili nohulumeni. Lokhu kumele sikhumbuzane ukuthi nina besilo uhulumeni uyadinga ukuthi siwubambise ngoba nathi siwuhulumeni ngokwethu. Uma silahla lo hulumeni siyobe siyilahla thina. Ngalamazwi ngibonga kakhulu kubo bonke MEC nazo zonke iziphathimandla kulo hulumeni omusha. Ngiyazi ukuthi kunzima kangakanani kusha kodwa indlela enikubambe ngakho ninginikeza ithemba. Nina besilo angisho ukuthi ngithini kodwa ngisemva kwenu ngalokhu ngizonibambisa nami. No one said it's going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge and we need to face that challenge. Sonke isizwe sibheke kuthina ukuthi sizokwenza ubulungiswa nokufanele uma sibambisene nobukhosi. Ukugcizelela ubukhosi abubandlulula umuntu zonke izizwe nalaba bomdabu uma bezizwa ukuthi bangamaZulu nabo bamukelekile bengeza ezigodlweni bayalwazi usiko lokufika nokuzokhonza enkosini ukuthi lume kanjani. Ngalamazwi nina besilo ngibonga kuyo yonke indlunkulu ngibonga kini nonke nithena hlanganisa lo msebenzi omhle kangaka. Ngiyabonga ukuthi iParliament lisaqhubeka nosiko lokuthi lolu suku lwanamhlanje luqhubeke nakuba sekuhlezi esinye isilo esihlalweni. Nikuhloniphe lokho sidlukulu siyisizwe siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi nisaqhubha lokho okukhomba khona ukuthi sisabambisene. Madam Speaker, ngibonga kakhulu kukaningi wehla wenyuka uza kumina indlela ende kangaka kwaNongoma. Uza necabinet yominisa ngazi kahle ukuthi nibhizi kangakanani kodwa beninikeza ithuba lokuthi nize kimi sihlanganise ukukhuluma noma ngabe isimo sinjani. I would like to congratulate you on that one. Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, today brings new hope, new confidence to the people of KwaZulu-Natal. When also tomorrow the Premier will be delivering his State of the Province address to the province, of which all which will be mentioned touches each and every one of us. Ngalamazwi Mpemba, konke ozobe ukuphethe siyafisa ukuthi sikubambise kukho indlela eyaphambili. Ngalamazwi ngicela ukuthi ngibonge bonke abantu bakwaZulu Natal, indlunkulu, sizwe sonke sikaZulu, nabo bonke abahlobo bethu abakhona. Ngibonge kubo bonke oPremier bethu abakhona lapha namhlanje. Kuyimvela kancane ukuthi bonke oPremier behlangane endaweni eyodwa ngalesi sikhathi ukuzobambisana neParliament. Ngithokoza kakhulu kubo bonke abahlelela umcimbi ukuthi ube impumelelo nakuba siqala ukuthi sibe la. Mhlawumbe sekuyiyona inkundla eyosebenza kodwa sisazohlala phansi sibonisane ukuthi yiphi inkundla engcono ukuthi kubanjiswana. Uma sengiza odabeni bamasosha bakwethu kubuhlungu okwenzakalayo kodwa ngenxa yezivumelwano esinazo ngokohlelo lweSADC siyi-South Africa kubuhlungu kumele kubanjiswane siwumhlabuhlangene okubuhlungu ukuthi amasosha ethu ayafa. Ngicela uba ngikhalele onke amasosha alimele eDRC, ngikhalele nezihlobo zabo ngithi madudu alwehlanga lungehlanga sikanye nabo ebuhlungwini ubabo ngoba siyazi ukuthi kuba khona kwabo nomsebenzi wabo kade bewenza kade bevikela izwe. Ngiphakamise ukubonga okukhulu kumongameli wethu indlela isimo asiphathe ngayo ngoba omunye umongameli ubezothi mase kulimela amasosha ethu ayihloma ihlaselo kodwa aze kwenzeke lokho. Bengu obukhona eindaweni ezifana noNanda Mashu kanjalo kuyisihlava lokho. Nina besilo sengiphothula. Ngiyathokoza ukuthi kuphinde futhi kulonyaka kuyiparlamente lami lesine leli ukuba ngelivule. Ngiyathokoza kubo bonke abasebenza eParlamente ngezivumelwano abenazo ukuyigcina ukuthi namhlanje iParlamente ngisalivulile. Nina besilo, I would like to announce the official opening of Parliament today, the 27th of February. Obviously, the main day is tomorrow when the Premier delivers his State of the Province address. But from today, with our work and our business moving forward, I officially open the House to everyone. Ngiyathokoza. Inkosi nibusise.
Wena wendlovu. Wena wendlovu. Bayede. Indlulamithi kandaba ecacaza inkakhayiza amadoda yavusela abantu ukuhlanya amakhanda umkhono unodaka nakwaba kwabo akukho noyedwa obengawuthulayo ngisho kwabadala ngisho kwabancane imbaba lethumba amadoda lapha ehlathini eBhalitho betshelo mlabalaba elalingazwa umuntu lawadida amadoda lamdida ubuyela umqapho engonyama ladida ujika ezalwa kaXaba ngencwadi encane eqoshwe ngumkhwanazi ungisayitsheni lapha esifundazweni sakithi kaZulu yabadida nabasendiya abuyele emuva amandiya enikina amakhanda athi umkhwanazi udlala umampatile lapha ehlathini eBhalitho xola umkhwanazi umvundlana uyesaba futhi uyenqaba ngulahla inkosi lapha ehlathini ngoba yokudlwana izilwane ngezehlathi zinkulu izindaba iphuma uphoko kwelakithi kaZulu seziyosengwa inkehli mageba umntakandaba yenqaba inkompe engenabaphelezeli ngoba yokulahlekelwa nayisizwe esikasenza ngakhona kithi kaZulu solahleka nesikaMamunga khula mageba liyashona ilanga isigwembe sikandaba esigwembe izindlela ngezetheku unozila abafazi ndukuyethusi avuka adla uMangcobo uMangcobo yahlupheka ngonyama akana sicathulo ulitape ngocetshwayo namhla siyakuhlonipha inkosi uShaka lapha esikhumulweni sendiza khathaza ndaba sewubehlule khathaza ndaba sibona amavaka kade sagcina ukwabona kwelakithi kaZulu hliziyo zibovu ezimaqhubu ngezigandaba udinwe kade emageba ushaya umuntu esekhathele njengegwala dlubulundela mamba yakithi eMashobe hlanga lwamakhosi wena wendlovu wena wendlovu bayede
His Majesty, order. His Majesty the King, our sincere appreciation. Honorable members, our sincere appreciation to His Majesty the King, but to send our appreciation as the House to Ingonyama kaZulu. We are now going to call the Honorable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Arthur Thamsanqa Ntuli, to do the official thanks on our behalf. Mr. Premier, sir.
Bye. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Hlanga lomhlabathi silo samabandla indlunkulu ukaMdolomba, indlunkulu yakwaLindizulu, abatwana basendlunkulu, hlonishwa usomlomo N Boys, umhlonishwa usekela somlomo MDNtv, Leader of Government Business MEC Duma, abahlonishwa ongqongqoshe abakhona MECs, abahlonishwa amalunga eshayamthetho, Honorable Deputy Minister Gina, NCOP Deputy Chairperson, Honorable Les Governor, members of the National Parliament present, members of the NCOP, Deputy Speaker of Eastern Cape, Honorable Jali, His Worship the Mayor of Msunduzi, Councillor Tebola, abahloniphekile oMayor, Deputy Mayor, nosomlomo namakhansela abakhona, the former premiers, former Premier Sihle Zikalala, former Premier Thono, former Premier Ndebele, former members of the legislature, abaholi amakhosi asendlunkulu eholwa ngusihlalo wendlu yendabuko namakhosi kaZulu-Natal, inkosi Arshinga, induna zamakhosi, amabutho esilo, acting judge inkosi, members of the diplomatic corps, leadership of the faith-based community, leadership of the business community, Director General Dr. Mkhize and all workers, the Provincial Commissioner of Police, General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, izakhamizi zonke zaKwaZulu-Natal, invited guests, members of the media, the South African Police Services present, members, ladies and gentlemen. Ngifisa uqala ngokuba mhlonishwa usomlomo ngingakadlulisa amazwi nomthebe wethu, ngikhalele isilo samabandla ngokubhubha kwabantu baso ngenxa yezikhukhula njengoba ubayede esedlulisile amazwi. Madam Speaker, sicosha leli thuba egameni likahulumeni ukwemukela amazwi esilo njengoba namuhla sivula ngokomthetho lesishayamthetho salapha KwaZulu-Natal. Ukuvulwa isilo kwalendlu eshayamthetho yithuba lokuqhakambisa ukuthi inkulu indima neqhaza okudlalwa ngubuholi kanye nezakhiwo zonke zendabuko empilweni yabantu bakwaZulu-Natal. Isilo yiso esiyikhanda lalobu buholi, inqolobane yamagugu kanye nonomthebe wesizwe. Ukuze ngabe bikho ungabaza kumele sikhumbuze ukuthi ubunjalo bethu bulele impandeni zobukhosi. Hlanga lomhlabathi kungakho ke sithokoza Mageba ngamazwi akho asibumbayo agcwele ubuhlakani nasikhumbuza ukubaluleka kwenqubomgomo yobuntu botho, yona egcizelela ukuzwelana kanye nokuhlalisana kahle. Mageba, leziyalo esizifumene namuhla sizokwakhela ngazo isidleke samaqanda azochamisela intuthuko, inguquko kanye nenqubekela phambili ezimpilweni ikakhulukazi zalabo abasemakhaya nasemalokishini abaswele nabahlwempu kakhulu. Konke ukushilo hlanga lomhlabathi siyathembisa ukuthi sikuzwile okudinga ukulungiswa emphakathini. Siyathembisa sizokwenza okusemandleni ukuba izinhlaka zikahulumeni zonke zikusukumele. Ngangizwe lakhe njengoba sivula isishayamthetho ihlandla lesikhombisa, njengoba unomthebe wethu esesivulile, siyethembisa ukuba sizoqhubeka nokuzama ukusondeza zonke izizwe ukuba sonke sidonse ijoka elisisa empumelelweni ngaphandle kokucwasana, ngoba siyonqoba kuphela uma nje simunye. Siyethembisa ukufaka isandla ekwakhiweni kweKwaZulu-Natal entsha. Ngalamazwi silwesikhulu egameni likahulumeni sithokoza asiqedi silo samabandla. Wena kaBhejana phuma esiqiwini, siyathokoza Mageba Bayede.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. At this point, I would like to call the media to have a 5-minute photo session. Oh, 5 minutes according to my watch. Hayi Musa wethu uye wananela nonke ngiyabona seniyaqala niyaphuma. Miss Mfuyo and your colleagues. Service officers, thank you so much for that few minutes we had. I will now do the acknowledgements of the guests that we have on behalf of the legislature. His Majesty, the King, Bayete, former President of South Africa, Mr. J.G. Zuma, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Honorable A.T. Ntuli, Nomama Untuli, the Queen Mothers, the Queen, the Deputy Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Ngina. There is a Deputy Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Mr. S. Zigalala, who's also a former Premier. The National Council of Provinces Deputy Chairperson, Mr. P. Gavenda, and the former member of this House. Members of the Executive Council, honorable members of National Parliament and the NCOP, members of the Provincial Legislature of KwaZulu-Natal, the Deputy Speaker of the Legislature of KwaZulu-Natal, the Honorable MDNtv, the Deputy Speaker of the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature, Mr. Vijali, the Acting Judge President, Honorable J.P. Ngosi, the former Premiers, I had already mentioned former Premier Zigalala, former Premier Mkhunu Izjulu Zanquma Endizeni, who's also a former Speaker, former Premier J.S. Ndebele Alufagwa, Dobuya Nawe. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, the member of Msunduzi Local Municipality, Councillor Tebola, mayors, speakers, deputy mayors, and councillors present, the Chapter 9 institutions, and known as the institutions that strengthen our democracy, abantwana bonke basendlunkulu, usihlalo of the House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, Inkosi U.R.S. Shinga, amakhosi nodlunkulu bamakhosi, amabutho izinduna omama nezintombi, leaders of political formations that are present, especially those that are party to this House of the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature, and all political parties that are recognized in terms of the IEC and the recognition of political parties in the Republic, the Secretary to the Legislature, Ms. Naidu Umanaidu, Director General of KwaZulu-Natal, Dokotela Nonhlanhla Mkhize Umakwamanda, the Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Mkwanazi, the Deputy Provincial Commissioner, General Ngobo, heads of departments present, CEOs of public entities present, religious and faith-based leaders that are with us, the business sector, the KwaZulu-Natal Growth Coalition.
Ngenkathi usomlomo ekuqisa indlu udwendwe lukasomlomo luzophuma endlini yesishayamthetho lulandelwa ingqongqoshe namalungu esishayamthetho. Honorable members, there is going to be a photo shoot outside the legislature. Officials will assist in directing how His Majesty the King and honorable members should be positioned for the photo shoot.